Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. So this is going to be a general reading for people who choose either pile number 1, 2 or 3. I feel like this needs to be for the rest of the year. So this is your messages for the rest of the year, a general reading in all parts of your life. So choose a pile that you feel drawn to, but also pay attention to the pile that you feel the least drawn to as well, because there might be messages in there for you that you're trying to resist. So maybe choose that pile, or maybe choose both and just see what messages there are for you in both. The timestamps will be below, so you can go straight to your selection. So I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello and welcome to those who've chosen pile number 1. So thank you so much for your choice. This actually does look like such a lovely pile to have chosen. Really positive. I'm just looking at the spread in front of me right now and just thinking, I'm just smiling because it just feels like such a positive, encouraging pile to have chosen. Okay, so I'm going to go through each card and just say what immediately comes. So the first card we have is bearing fruit. Okay, what I feel with this is that something has come to light about your abilities, your skills, you might be spiritual, so your spiritual abilities, your ways in which you are more powerful than you realize. And actually this is so interesting because like the whole of this reading looks similar to what I've just explained in both my moon messages reading, my last one, and my podcast episode. And it's all about kind of the way in which we manifest things in our lives, and we are the creators of our own realities. Okay, and we can do that by our thoughts, by our feelings, by our energy, by our skills and abilities, by the way that we step into the world and we actually put ourselves out there, and we take responsibility for our own lives. Okay, for the things that we choose in life, and we don't kind of blame other people or put the responsibility on other people to create what we want and what we need in our lives. Okay, so I feel like you have come to this realization, or you will come to this realization, and it means that you're starting to kind of grow your own, like kind of build your own world, grow your own tree as such. I don't know why I'm just kind of like going by this. It's like you've planted the seeds, okay? You're starting to plant the seeds to create the life that you want. Okay, so this feels really, really positive. It feels like you've just stumbled upon something that just really makes you feel more optimistic about your future. And so coming towards the end of this year, I feel like you can look back on things in a different way. I feel like you can stop looking at it in a way of like, you know, if you had negative things happen, you can get a bit emotional with this actually. So I don't know whether someone's getting emotional and picking that up, or it just reminds me of my own thing. Sorry. Oh, okay, bit choked up. But you can stop looking at things in a negative light and stop thinking, oh my God, this happened to me, this was awful, like being in victim mode. And you can start to see it as things that helped you along your way, things that have helped you grow, have helped you learn lessons, that have helped you realize who you are and what you actually want going forwards. Okay, so you can start to look at it in a completely different perspective, and actually a more healthy perspective for you, that's going to help you to move forward in the new year. Okay, so that feels like a really positive card. The next one that goes really well with what I've just mentioned, so psychic abilities. So this is your mind. So this is all about your mind and your connection with something bigger going on. And I do explain this a little bit more, as I say, in my readings, my last moon messages. And I will keep, and people who are listening to my content, I will keep referring back to that, because it is such a, I feel like it's such a strong reading, that one. So if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it on YouTube. It's something that I had a major realization about recently that I feel I really need to share, and was really important to me, and I feel like it will help many people. So I will keep referring back to it. This isn't me blowing my own trumpet or putting a plug in there or anything, because I don't sell anything on they're free readings. So okay, so yeah, I do talk about this a little bit. I talk about how you can use your own powers, your own innate powers. So that is like, you know, your intuition, for instance. You know, everybody has intuition, everybody has gut instincts, and this is a huge thing that helps so many people, but so many people don't use it. We're very much in our mind and our logical minds, or our self-critical minds, or, you know, in our fears a lot of the time, and we struggle to listen to what our intuition is telling us, to pick up on those subtle signs. And I will say subtle because the intuition is not loud, it is quiet, so you do have to really listen. Okay, but we all have this ability. We all have psychic abilities, and psychic ability doesn't mean that you see into the future. It's things that you just know. Okay, things that you, like your intuition is something that is just always there, you know. Okay, so we all have that. Some people have it stronger than others, obviously. But this is going to really help you to move forward. And I think some people might be starting to tap more into that and starting to realize that, actually, do you know what? I can listen to myself. I don't have to listen to other people, their advice, and take their advice all the time. Obviously, having people around you that do guide you, that do support you, and do give you good advice, they are amazing to have around you. And that, you know, I'm not saying to dismiss every piece of advice, but please do listen to your gut. And I think I've talked about this on a previous reading as well, with regards to taking advice. Okay, so yeah, this is just about really tapping into your inner guidance system. Okay, and then the next card we have, I'm going to keep playing with my hair, I'm so sorry, I should have clipped it up today because it's just really annoying me. Anyway, the next card we have is fulfillment. Now, I do feel like this is where you're heading. I feel like as long as you keep doing what you're doing, and with your newfound awareness and your new innate abilities, and if you're using your innate abilities and you keep in this mindset of, I'm coming out of victim mode, I am going into self-responsibility mode, I am taking responsibility for my own life, I'm not putting the blame on others, and I'm not expecting other people to change my situation. I am going to change my situation, and I am going to do it in this way. Okay, if you focus on that, and if you keep optimistic, hopeful, open to possibilities and new experiences, and trying new experiences, taking risks, putting yourself forward, stepping out of your comfort zone, this is where you're heading. Okay, this is in the cards, literally. So yeah, as we come to the end of the year, just drop everything that you kind of thought before, like the way that you were thinking before, those negative mindsets, those woe is me moments, you know, this happened to me, and start thinking of this happened for me, and start thinking, you know, where is my life heading because of this? What have I learned? How is this moving me forward? What can I do differently? How can I think differently? And all of that. And this is what's going to create fulfillment in your life. You're going to start seeing more positive things happen to you the more you adopt this mindset. Okay, it feels really good. It feels like you're really focused. So looking at this card, I feel like this Lord Ganesha is really focused on what they want. Okay, and so this is about thinking also about what you want, what you desire. It's really important that you do focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, and start talking more about that, feeling more into that. And I do talk about that again on my podcast and on my moon messages. Okay, so I'm going to keep saying it because I do feel like some of you need to either watch the video or listen to the podcast, and I will put all the details in the description box. Okay, so the last card we have is relaxation. And I feel like this is you, like, honestly, I feel like this is you towards the end of this year. I feel like you can relax more. I feel like now you've got this new insight, or you will have this new insight and this new way of thinking and feeling. I feel like it is kind of a big relief to you. I feel like it's like, oh my God, like, why did I not see this before? Or why did I not think this way before? And this is something I want to just say, because I forgot to say it on the reading and on the podcast. I forgot to say to not be hard on yourself, okay? So if you were someone who was constantly in a negative mindset, you were constantly thinking, being in victim mode, or and even if you have this realization that actually, do you know what? I take responsibility for my side. I did do this. I did think this way. I did create this reality. Even if those thoughts come up for you, I want you to know that it wasn't your fault, okay? Yes, we can take responsibility for our side, but there are reasons why we did what we did at the time. There are reasons why we thought the way we did at the time, and we weren't aware then, okay? So this is something you need to tell yourself. If you are realizing things, if you are having these abilities, psychic abilities, and, realizing these bigger things at play, then don't be hard on yourself, okay? We're all on a journey. We all have to learn these lessons. And it's just that thing of, you weren't aware at the time. You didn't know any better. You do now, and now you can choose and move forward, okay? So that is that's not actually, I don't feel like that's finished. So, I just feel like you can just relax once you know all this. You can just relax and just breathe and take a deep breath and just release everything. Like when there's I think we've just gone past the full moon, but I feel like to just kind of do one last release of everything towards the end of the year, just so you can create a bit of space and positive energy going into the new year. Okay, so however you do that, whether you want to write it all down and burn it, or just say it in your mind and just release it, let go of everything that was there before. I just looked at the clock at 11:11, so confirmation there. So that is your reading, pile number 1. Thank you so much. And if you do want to book a personal reading, because I am doing them for, I've got spaces this week. So if you do want to book a personal reading, all my details are below. And I'm also doing gift vouchers as well for Christmas. So I can email them to you. So if you want to surprise someone with a unique gift, then there we go. Those options are there for you as well. Okay, so if I don't speak to you before Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, and welcome to those who've chosen pile number 2, and isn't it a good one? Wow, I just kept saying wow. When I saw the cards, I was like, wow, wow, wow. And I instantly felt the energy, just so powerful. So I've just done pile number 1, and it was lovely. It was really, that one was quite positive, but this one is just like incredible. Like the energy has just literally shifted into something that's so strong, so empowered, so powerful. Like, yeah, same word really, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just gonna read each card and just give you an idea of why I feel this way. Okay, so the first card we have is Smoke and Mirrors, but it was upside down, which to me says that you are dropping the BS, okay? You are literally seeing everything for how it is. Like, you're seeing things clearly, everything that was alluded to you before. So if you have had something going on where, there were lies, deceit, people were talking behind your back, or if there were things that were hidden from you, if there were illusions that you didn't sort of understand or see at the time, everything is becoming clear to you now. And so even though, and you might not have any of those happening to you, but it's something about looking back on, because this is about reading for like the rest of the year. This is about looking at previous year or even previous years before that, and actually realizing the truth of things. Okay, seeing the truth of things, seeing the truth of who people really are, what their motives were, or even what you've been through and the life lessons that you've been through, and kind of realizing those. Now, this does link a little bit with pile number one, because I talk about looking back and realizing, your like realizing things about your part and taking responsibility, or learning lessons from things that have happened to you. So there is a bit in that as well. So if you have chosen pile number one as well, that might be why. But this is like, wow, like it's almost like someone's just completely taken the just open the curtains, and you can just see everything now, whereas before it was all just like smoke and mirrors. It was like you can't see what's going on, you're just going through life. And this might actually be someone who's had a spiritual awakening, or just become more open and just awake. Like I say, spiritual awakening, just more awake to life, just more awake to and aware of like what's been going on for you. And I'm getting the word family come through, so it might be family things that have just become apparent to you. And this might not be pleasant, unfortunately. Like, some of these things aren't pleasant, but what I do feel is it's giving you a new lease of life. Okay, that's what I'm hearing, new lease of life, and it's making you feel stronger. Like, I just feel, as soon as I saw this whole all the cards, I just, like, my stomach just felt instantly strong, and I wanted to sit up. When you say sit up and put your shoulders back and you feel more confident, I feel like it's that energy. You definitely feel stronger in yourself, you feel more empowered. Sometimes at the beginning of a realization, at the beginning of awakening, you can be just so, I suppose, shocked, might be a strong word there, but you can be like so oh my god, like as if I didn't see this before. And you can maybe be a little bit hard on yourself about that, but also you can be angry at other people. You can go through a period of like, just feeling a bit bitter and angry, but then once you're through that, you see the blessings in it. You feel like so much better in yourself, and you feel more empowered. And I'm just going to go on to that because the next card is empowerment. Okay, so we have this one, empowerment, and that's exactly the feeling I got. Like, as soon as I turned over the cards, I was like, yes, empowerment. I feel really powerful. I feel really strong in myself. I feel like I can make decisions now from this place, and it would feel better for me to make decisions, because before I feel like you maybe made decisions based on how other people felt. You were maybe a people pleaser. You maybe just thought about, oh, what about if this happens and that happens and I might upset someone, something like that. Whereas now I feel like with this new kind of awareness, you are coming from a place of, do you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I don't have to consider somebody else. And this isn't coming from a selfish place. This is coming from a more empowered, confident place in yourself, because all that is like people pleasing and worrying about other people and worrying about how you might rock the boat. It is a confidence thing. Okay, it's a confidence thing, a lack of confidence in yourself. Okay, and your ability to handle situations as well. Whereas now you're kind of like, do you know what, I'm just going to make that choice. I'm going to choose what I want to do because I feel more confident in it. Like, I don't have to worry about the consequences as such, because I know I can handle it. Okay, so that's the that's the energy I'm getting from that. The next card is prosperity, and I feel like this can be about money. It can be about, like, feeling more prosperous, seeing more things, more blessings in your life. And it might be that now you've decided to focus on you and actually like do what you want to do. I've just been reminded of something I mentioned in my podcast, my last podcast episode. But yeah, like, once you decide what you're doing things for you, and you're looking after you, and you're stepping forward and not worrying about other people, not in a selfish way, things can start to turn up in your life, blessings can start to arrive, okay? And things that you've always wanted or things that you desire come to you because you're going for them. You're not hesitating, and you're not thinking, oh, I'm not deserving of it because this other person needs things more, or whatever it was that you were thinking before. So it can be that, but it can also be just that feeling of prosperity, that feeling of feeling blessed. And sometimes that's even more important, to just feel better in yourself, okay? And I just feel like this is so strong. Like, you feel more empowered, you feel more blessed in your life. You will start to see things in your life improve, so that instantly makes you feel better anyway. But it's all because of your choice. It's all because you've decided to change something, okay? And then finally, we have beginnings. And this is perfect because we're talking about the end of this year, but we're talking about how it's going to change so that you can step into a new year and feel so much better in yourself and have these new beginnings. And this is exactly what the new year is about. It's about fresh new beginnings, new starts, like things that you are going to start planting seeds for. And I talk about this a little bit in number 1 as well, planting seeds for your future. And this is exactly what you've been doing, or you will be doing, okay? But this does feel so positive. We have a lotus leaf here, which suggests that you've gone through the mud, you've gone through the not so nice things, that you've pushed through, you've forced through any difficulties, and you've come out and you've blossomed, okay? You've blossomed because of it. You've learned those lessons, you've done what you need to do, you have looked at what you need to look at within yourself. You've been aware of things, you've observed things that have helped you, and you've just grown. I feel like you've definitely grown in yourself, you've grown in confidence, and you should be proud of yourself. They want me to really say that, like they want me to say that again. You should be proud of yourself, okay? Because not a lot of people do this. Not a lot of people actually step back and evaluate what's gone on and learn the lessons. A lot of people just go through life and just kind of sail through and just do what they've got to do, and don't even bother to look or observe what's going on within them or around them. But there's so much power in that. So keep with it, stick with it. It's going to be challenging at times, but there will always be blessings in, if you do it the right way. Okay, so that is your reading, pile number 2. I wish you all the best for the next few weeks, but also the new year. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. If you do want to book a reading with me, all my details are in the description box. I also do gift vouchers as well, so if you are stuck with a Christmas present for someone and you want to buy them something unique, I can email you a gift voucher that can be used, okay? So thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, so this is the reading for people who've chosen pile number 3. So I've just done pile number 1 and 2, and the energies there were so much different, okay? So if you've chosen this pile because you felt resistant to it, I feel like more people are going to choose this pile because there's a resistance for some reason, just because the energy is so different to the pile numbers 1 and 2. Then you will see why. I'm just going to go through what's come up. And my initial reaction was, oh no. And I think that's not actually mine. That is someone who's listening. So when you hear these messages, you'll probably think, oh no, oh, that's not good. But it's not. It is a positive. You have to kind of take a positive spin on it, okay? So I'm going to try and do that for you. So basically, I'll just explain quickly. Pile numbers 1 and 2. Actually, I'm not going to go into it just in case you chose that to listen to next. Any of those to listen to next. But they're just completely the opposite. They're kind of I suppose more positive. And whereas this one is more about healing and and things and going inwards and all of that. So I'll just go into the cards and hopefully it will serve you. So we're talking about the rest of this year, and then kind of how that's going to impact you going forwards in the new year. Okay, so the first card we have is Grand Symphony. And I saw two things. Well, I saw something and then I heard something. So the first thing I saw was like a big band, like kind of like, you know, when you have like Christmas events and you you see the big band and they're all playing like these instruments, and it was just lovely. And then I saw two things. I saw the Titanic. So I saw those people on the Titanic playing. What came with that is the sad music. Okay. So even though I think it was like a comparison, so like you had the Christmassy music with the big band, which is kind of a bit like lovely and joyful, and then you had the Titanic music, which is all sad and everything. So I feel like there's two energies there. There's a part of you maybe feeling like, oh, do you know what, I've had these good things happen, but I've also had these negative things happen, and there's sadness in that. And that's absolutely fine. That's life. That's what we all go through. Okay, we all have ups and downs. We all have happy moments, sad moments, and this is just life, unfortunately, and these things happen, and it's not nice to go through when sad things happen. But just know that there's a reason for these, and I know that sounds really cliche, but I'm sure you know this anyway. I'm sure there's been times in your life where you've experienced things like this before, and you've come through it, and then you look back and you think, well, there's a reason for that. That happened because of this. Okay. The other thing I heard was Bittersweet Symphony, that song. Okay, don't know if you ever heard of it. It's by The Verve, and this is exactly what this means. It's like some things are bittersweet. So some things happen to you that feel bitter, that feel sad, that make you angry or upset in the moment. But actually, when you look back on it, you'll realise that it was bittersweet. You're like, wow, okay, this happened for this reason. I can clearly see that now. And if you can't see it just now, you're going to, okay? So maybe towards the end of the year, maybe at the beginning of the new year, you're going to realise these things, and you're going to look back and think, wow, that was actually a blessing, okay? And it does kind of touch on some of the things I mentioned in piles 1 and 2. So if you have listened to any of those, or if you're going to go and listen, maybe those cards, those choices, piles number 1 or 2, are actually about your new year. Maybe. I'm just saying that just dropped in. So yeah, hopefully you'll watch those as well. If not, if you feel to just listen to this, because I feel like that's where some of you are, like, and you need to stay there. You don't need to be rushing into the new year, rushing into what's going to be. Okay, just stay where you're at. So feel into that, feel into which one suits you best. Do I want to be just staying with myself, being with my feelings, being with what I'm going through right now, and not try and rush things? Or do I want to just take a peek and just see whether things are going to improve? Do feel into that, okay? Okay, so that's that card. There is a number 9, so 2 and 7. The top here is 9 when joined together. And 9 is about letting go of, like, coming to the end of a cycle, letting go of things. And actually, when you're coming towards the end of the year, you are coming towards an end of a cycle, okay, and to begin a new one. So that's where I feel you're at. Okay, and then the next card is Healing, which is exactly what you're doing, okay? So whatever you're feeling right now, if you are in more low emotions than high emotions, high vibe emotions, then just be with it. Please don't resist it. And I do talk about this, and I'm going to mention this in every pile. I talk about this in my Moon Messages reading on YouTube and my podcast episode that I've just posted about, oh my God, it's completely gone. About not resisting things, okay? So not being in resistance. Now, what that means is like just talking about what you don't want, being in what you don't want, being negative about things, and focusing on the things that just don't make you happy or that bring negative thoughts up. The more you do this, the more you will feel stuck in it. Okay, so if you want to move out of stuckness and you want to feel like you're actually getting somewhere, the quickest way through that is to go literally through the feelings, to let yourself experience it. Now, this means not distracting yourself, not getting angry, and not, I mean, you can feel anger because that's an emotion that you're actually feeling. So let yourself feel anger, but don't stay in it too long, because that just means you're just stuck in it. You're not helping yourself. You're not moving forward. If you feel sad, let all the tears come out. Like, feel sad. I'm an advocate for this, like literally feeling your feelings and letting yourself go through it. I mention it in pretty much every one of my readings, probably, because it's so important. If you I don't know, feel jealousy about something, if you feel guilty about something, allow yourself to feel those. Okay, a lot of people don't allow them, they resist them. Yeah, they push them away, they distract themselves with substances, with TV, with I don't know, all different things. Whatever it is that you feel like you're just distracting yourself with, just come back to it. See if you can come back to it and just allow yourself to feel it. Okay, because that is the quickest way through, honestly. Like, you just allow yourself to move through it and come out the other side. It's a lot quicker than being in resistance and keeping yourself there for weeks, for days, for weeks, for months, for years. And trust me, I have done it for years. So I have that experience, and just know that it's not helpful to hang on a second, just being distracted. Yeah, it's not helpful to do that, just because it just keeps you in that space for longer. Okay. The next card we have is guidance. Now, I'm getting a couple of things here. So just been reminded of a little reading that I did for someone about kind of pushing help away, pushing guidance away. So there's two sides of this. Now, I want you to kind of feel into which one resonates with you the most. And this means paying attention to your instincts. So draw your attention to your belly right now, or where you normally get intuitive hits. So when you listen to your intuition, where is it? Is it in your heart? Is it in your stomach? Go to that place now. And I'm going to say two different sides that are coming through. And I want you to feel into which one feels true for you. Okay, which one resonates for you. So when someone gives you guidance, you feel like you should accept everything they say, because this is going to help you. This is going to support you, and you take it on board, and that's what you should do. Okay? And then the second one is when someone gives you guidance or advice, you instantly feel like it's not right, or like you need to listen to yourself more, and you can't always accept the advice they give straight away. Okay? Whichever one is for you, whichever one feels more true for you, just ask yourself, is this my fear, or is this my gut? Like, is this my gut instinct? And really listen to your body. And sometimes people can't do that. So sometimes you might get straight into your head and you'll be like, oh, I can't answer that. I feel like there's some people here that have just done that. So I'm going to just give you like a couple of things. So basically, when people do give you advice, it is important to listen to yourself, like your instant reaction. Okay. So if someone says, oh, you know, I think you should speak to this person and you shouldn't avoid them. And you're like, no, like my gut says no, like then I'm getting red flags, or they're not right for me, something like that. Or like if someone says that you should totally avoid that person, but you were like, no, something's telling me I need to speak to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you really need to listen to your body, because your body has all the information. Sometimes it's helpful to get advice and guidance and support and help. Now, I do feel like this is going to help some people who struggle to ask for help. Okay, so there's a lot of people who like to do things on their own. They like to kind of just do things their way, and they might be a little bit. You might be a little bit stuck in that. You might feel like you're not getting anywhere. Now, ask yourself: is there a reason for this? Am I actually allowing myself to receive the support that I need? Because sometimes we can be a bit stubborn. We can be a bit in our, like, we don't want to burden people as well. we feel like, you know, if we do it ourselves, the job will get done better or the job will get done quicker. But actually, what's your reality in that? What's your truth in that? Like, what's actually happening in your life? Are you getting things done quicker, or is it more of a struggle? Okay. So be honest with yourself, because yeah, sometimes we just create more of an issue for ourselves by not getting the support we need. Sometimes we can feel stuck in the same situation. I'm getting the word counsellor come through, so I don't know if someone's been struggling with their mental health or struggling with a situation for so long and they feel so stuck, and people are often saying, like, I really think you need to get support. Or, you know, if you've got alcohol problems, or, you know, things like that, or going through grief or whatever it is, then people have sort of said, you know, I really feel like you need to get support. Please do listen to that, because there'll be a reason why people are saying that. But what I will say with that is that you do need to want it for yourself. You do need to really want the change and want to help yourself. Because if you go to get the support and you're coming from a place of, I don't really want to be here, I don't want the help, I don't want the support, it's not going to work. Okay, so you do need to kind of change your, not change, I'm not going to say you need to change. I'm just saying that you need, I suppose, I keep saying need. I want to word this properly. It helps to be in a more open mindset, to be in a more receptive mindset, because that's the only way you're going to be able to receive the guidance that you need and actually take it on board and do something with it. Okay, so I feel like I need to be a bit more gentle with you guys. I feel like I'm kind of holding you a bit. But there are a lot of people out there that want to support you, and please don't push them away. For those that feel like there's people just giving you opinions left, right and centre, and you feel like none of it is resonating with you, none of it feels right for you, then you're doing the right thing and listening to yourself. Okay. And then finally, personal transformation. So I feel like this will come after you have allowed yourself to do all these things. So if you've allowed yourself to kind of just be in your feelings, go through what you need to go through, push through it, move through it, and got the support you need, whether that's through other people or by listening to yourself and doing what's right for you, I do feel like there's going to be a shift in perception, and this might lead on, this is what I was saying earlier, to pile number 1 and 2. It might lead on to those. Okay. But, you know, so as I say, if you want to see a little bit of what might be possible for you, then choose either pile 1 or 2, whichever one you feel drawn to. But if you want to just keep it like secret for now, then you might want to just check out, like, save that video, you save this video, should I say, and go back to pile number 1 and 2 in the new year. So that might be an option for you as well. But I do feel like this is where it's leading. Okay, so as long as you're doing all the right things, you're allowing yourself to be where you are, being more present with yourself and your feelings, and getting the support you need, giving yourself that self-love, that self-compassion, that care and support, and really listening to yourself and your needs, there's going to be a huge personal transformation for you. Okay, you're going to start seeing things more clearly. You're going to start seeing the pathway forward in your life of what to do next, and stepping out of your comfort zone, taking more risks, doing more things that you enjoy, just seeing more blessings in your life. There's going to be a lot of change. Okay, I feel like it's mainly internal change. So I feel like you're going to start feeling better in yourself. You're going to start feeling more confident in yourself and opening yourself up to more experiences, and that can only bring good things. Okay, so yeah, that is your reading, pile number 3. Thank you so much for listening. Do take care of yourselves. Sending you so much love, and if I don't speak to you before, then have a beautiful Christmas and a fantastic New Year. If you do want to book a reading, then all my details are in the description box, and I also offer gift vouchers for unique Christmas presents which I can email to you to send to other people. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Bye.